Hi friends, today I will make a Hogwarts Castle pendant from Harry Potter. Let's get started. I'm using this vector design that I got with a free trial on Adobe Stock. I've printed several pieces as I will need to cut out a few elements out of it and layer them. After sticking it onto the metal sheet, I've cut it to size with a guillotine shear. It's time to cut out the elements. Enjoy this sewing time-lapse. All done. Now let's see if all elements fit together and if anything is missing. After that, I will use little burr attachments with my flex shaft to add details and lines. I will do that while the sticker is still on, using it as a guide. Everything looks great so far. I might deepen the lines later on and add more details. Now time to pick the gemstone. I think I like this Ethiopian opal the most. I will use it as a full moon instead of cutting out the moon out of silver. I've also added silver trees as another layer. Now I'm filing and smoothing out the edges. Final fitting before soldering, sanding the trees. And all elements are ready. I'm measuring the gem to check the size. I could use this bezel wire to set it or these bezel cups. I'll go with the bezel cup as it's the same size as my opal cabochon. I lied, I'm doing another fitting to check the placement of the bezel cup. Oh, here I'm adding the texture to the backplate with a diamond burr. Patina looks better on this. Yes, let's start soldering. I'm using a sweat soldering technique here. So I need to melt the solder on these elements first before I solder them onto the backplate. I've also added some silver onto the backs of these elements because I want to elevate the layer they will create. One more fitting before soldering. I will mark with the pencil where I will place the front layer so I know in what area I can melt the solder on the backplate. Check this out here. And now I will solder everything together. Will my little torch manage? Yes, it will. By the way, I'm adding a protective coating between soldering to prevent the fire scale. Can't solder everything all at once, it has to be done in a few turns. Now I'm adding trees, quenching and pickling after each turn of course. I couldn't decide on the bail. Here I'm making a bail out of a silver sheet. I've cut it out, sanded it, and then I'm shaping it with the ring bending tool and smallest nano attachment. I really like this type of bail most of the time, it fits most of the pendants I make. This is how a clean soldered pendant looks like, by the way. I'm fitting this bail, but I'm not sure I like it here. I think this time I will go for a square wire bail like this. Let's shape it and solder it on. Now it's time to use the flex shaft bristle attachment and burrs to clean off that white coating from pickling and to add details and textures to the trees, castle and hills. This is a long process, you have to stay focused and don't let your hands slip. Now I will cover the metal with patina solution to make it dark. The next step will be to remove most of it and leave just enough to bring out the details. Oh, and the sky, I'm going to leave the sky dark as night too. I'm using different grades of the bristle attachments to create different textures and shading. We are almost done. Time to set the stone. It fits perfectly here. I'm setting the stone carefully using a bezel pusher, starting on the opposite sides and making sure the stone is safe and secure. I need to clean and polish the bezel with a tiny attachment, and then I'm going to polish and finish the rest with the finest bristle disc attachment. Now it's time to add stars. This is the very last step. I'm using the burr attachment again, and this job needs to be done very carefully. Even the teeniest mistake will be visible on the black patina, so it's crucial not to slip. Despite the difficulty, I really like this job. The effect is very satisfying, and I love how the whole piece gets this additional spark and magical vibe. There's a lot of silver dust, so I'm gently removing it with a little soft brush, revealing the final piece. And here it is, my very first Hogwarts Castle. I forgot about this step. Use Renaissance wax to protect the patina. A thin layer will be enough. And now I present to you a silver Hogwarts Castle entirely made by hand. What do you think? I am so happy how it turned out. I think this opal was a good choice for the moon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I would really appreciate feedback and comment from you. Thank you. Bye.